e don cast. Last, now everybody go to breakfast. Shayo. Shayo. You go bow for the result, oh. Nothing to discuss, oh. Cause I did win by default and without any doubt, oh. I'm a me happy adult, oh. I no go feed the girl, I no go feed the girl insult, oh. I'm a mind that's you the talk, oh. I put my life into my job and I know I'm in trouble. She manipulate my love, oh. I know holy and I know that get both. Like the Baba Frayo, my ayo, don't cry, yo. I need to go and shayo. 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 Shayo, shayo, shayo. I need to go and shayo. I need to go and shayo. I need to go and shayo.
Yo, what up? I hope you're doing absolutely fantastic. We are here cooking a lot of great stuff. And today I'm gonna be going over my 3 best productivity hacks that I use every single day when running my business. I have used these for years. They're a bit weird. You might have not really seen them around, but I guarantee you they work really well. And also I promise this is not gonna be one of those videos where I tell you to put your phone notifications off or sleep 8 hours. These are gonna be actually really good stuff that I have just learned naturally throughout my years. And the reason why this really matters a lot is because obviously there is the only really scarce asset in the world when you are running a business or doing anything in life. It isn't money, it is time. Time is the only thing that you can't get back once you spend it. So obviously as entrepreneurs, when we are trying to succeed in life, we truly have to master the art of using our time in an efficient manner. We can't waste it, because if you procrastinate, if you focus on the wrong things, whatever, you're just going to be losing to everyone automatically. And I truly guarantee, like, just focusing and being able to use your time in an efficient way and be productive, that like already will get you to like 5, 10,000, 15,000 a month if you just do the right things enough. I'll be coming here to my office because they are working there in the kitchen and I don't want to disturb them. But yeah, so really great productivity hacks coming up. And the first one that I think is something a bit unconventional. You might have heard about it in some podcasts, but one that I really swear by, and it is the mix of nicotine and caffeine using stimulants to enhance your performance. So yeah, it's a 2-part productivity cocktail, or just efficiency cocktail. And the first part is caffeine, which is obviously like the most worldwide broad, most used stimulant out there. There it is. It helps you it keeps you awake. It's really good. It like affects your neurotransmitters and fucking whatever parts of your brain. It just keeps you awake. It keeps you focused. It helps you with learning and remembering, like a lot of these like cognitive performance things. It's actually like scientifically proven. Caffeine is absolutely fantastic. And then you mix it in with nicotine, and obviously like nicotine usually gets a pretty bad rap. Like people are fairly against nicotine because of the delivery mechanisms of nicotine, because usually people connect nicotine with, for example, smoking tobacco, which obviously is really bad for your health. And I don't really recommend you smoking cigarettes, for example, or smoking cigars every single day. But if you take away the bad like delivery mechanism of nicotine, for example, use nicotine gum or nicotine pouches that don't have any tobacco in it and are way healthier, you actually get a really good stimulant that truly helps you with your productivity. And pretty much what it does, it stimulates your neurotransmitters and the release of neurotransmitters like dopamine, and it improves your like cognitive functions like memory and focus and alertness and all of these things. And obviously a lot of the nicotine delivery mechanisms can be really addicted. Just to keep that in mind, it is a really addictive substance, and there for sure is some probably some negative health benefits from it, or negative health consequences. So I'm not telling you to get on nicotine, I'm just telling you what I use myself to stay really focused and stay really dialed in. And also a really good life hack is only using nicotine as you work, or mainly using nicotine as you work. So then obviously if it releases dopamine in your brain, your brain and subconscious associates working with dopamine. Then instead of you having to go and scroll like IG Reels or TikToks or watch Netflix or eat junk food. You can just work, and if you use nicotine as you work, it releases dopamine to your brain, and your brain starts associating working with release of dopamine, which is obviously a really good like benefit. But yeah, so that's pretty much like the combination. You combine caffeine and nicotine as like you don't have to do it every single day. You might only like want to use it in like really rough days, or when you're really grinding, for example, for a short time period. But pretty much caffeine keeps you awake and alert, and the nicotine mixed with that keeps you focused and improves your like cognitive performance. And for the practical use case, obviously there's different ways to put this in play. So first of all, for caffeine, obviously the healthiest way probably to get your caffeine intake in is drinking just like black normal coffee. It doesn't really have that many it doesn't really have that much negative like health consequences. It doesn't have a lot of calories, it doesn't have sugar, it doesn't have any like these really unhealthy things in it. So just black coffee is probably the best, or you can do an espresso. If you want to a little bit spice it up, you can drink iced coffees or even have an energy drink, for example. I'm a huge fan of drinking sugar-free Red Bulls. I understand it is not the most healthy way, but I truly enjoy it. And then for nicotine, I would like say that the best way to get your nicotine intake in, if you decide to use it, is either nicotine gum, nicotine patches, there's also like sprays, but like that's pretty weird, or nicotine pouches. I wouldn't recommend using snus, like the Swedish like actual lip nicotine pouches like snus, or cigarettes or cigarillos or vapes or any of these things, because those obviously have a lot of like harmful consequences to your health, like they just cause cancer and fuck your shit up. So I would try to stick to something that doesn't really have like that many negative consequences to it. But yeah, that's pretty much my first hack or first like productivity trick or system that I've used for a really long time, and I truly think that it can have a massive impact in your productivity. Once again, I'm not saying that it is the only way to stay productive, and I'm not even saying that it's the best way for you to stay productive, because obviously like I tried a few months ago, I went fully off caffeine for a month, and I felt really great. I felt absolutely amazing, absolutely energetic. And obviously there are negative consequences to using all of the stimulants. This is just what I use for myself. You don't have to use it, but this is something that I use myself, and I really enjoy it, and I have seen really great benefits from this combination. But yeah, so then the second productivity trick or productivity system that I use, and I once again used this for years, it is priority-based to-do lists. And this is pretty obvious. You're like, yeah, of course I use to-do lists. But what most people do is they use to-do lists extremely wrong. So what they do is every single night or every single morning they go and they take out a notebook like this, boom, and then they write like their to-dos, boom, do this. And then they start completing the to-do list during the day. But because it's not organized or systematically organized by priority, what your brain automatically starts doing, it starts going through the quote-unquote easiest tasks for you to complete. So then what happens is, if you don't finish your full to-do list and you're procrastinating or doing all of these dumb things, you only end up doing just a bunch of comfortable and nice and quick and easy tasks during the days, and you never actually really move the needle. So what I have done is I have used like a to-do list system from Brian Tracy for years, every single day. And pretty much how it works, if you want to learn more about it, go read like Brian Tracy's No Excuses book, and he explains it there. But pretty much how it works is every single evening you categorize all of your, or like you write down all of your tasks, all of the tasks that you have to do, would like to do, would be nice to do, etc. You write them down on paper. And then next to every single task, you either write the letter A, B, C, D, or E. Pretty much what this means is A tasks are the tasks that if you do them, these will have a huge impact into your life, or like a really big impact into your life. B tasks are tasks that are gonna have like a nice, like a small impact in your life, small positive impact in your life. C tasks are tasks that don't really have a positive, like big of a positive impact. It doesn't really have much of an impact, but it would be just nice to do. Or for example, like if you want to learn to play guitar, so C task could, for example, be learning to play the guitar. It's not something that is gonna extremely like enhance your life or like have a huge benefit, but it would be something that you'd like to do. D tasks are the tasks that you need to delegate to your team or to someone else, and E tasks are the ones that you eliminate. So sometimes you write down a bunch of tasks and you're like, okay, half of these are dumb, I'll just eliminate all of them. So write down all of your tasks and then you categorize them A, B, C, D, or E. And after you have done that, is next to every single A task, you assign a number. And next to pretty much every single task, you assign a number. So for example, A1, A2, A3, A4, based on how big of an impact it has. So you might have 2 A tasks, but one of them has a way bigger impact than the other one. So then at the end of your to-do list, or when you wake up in the morning, when you have done your to-do list, you're gonna have A tasks, B tasks, and C tasks, and D tasks that you delegate. And every single task in the category has been numerized. So you're gonna have A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, C1, C2, C3, and D1. And then when you wake up in the morning, you start from A1 task, and you don't move into A2 task before A1 task has been completed, or you don't move into B tasks before all of the A tasks have been completed. So this way, even if you complete 1/3 of your to-do list, but you complete all of the A tasks, you're still moving the needle every single day and you're still doing high-level stuff. And this is just like a really easy way to make sure that the stuff that you're actually working on, you are actually having an impact in the business. So that has been huge. I have been using it for years. I tell everyone to use it. It is absolutely fantastic. And once again, like I said, if you want to learn more about that to-do list system, go read this book. This is the book that changed my life. I read it like 15 times. Absolutely amazing book. I still read it like every few months. So yeah, go read that one. But yeah, so then we go into system 3, and this is a bit of a funny one, but it has a huge impact. And it is like bedding-based accountability groups or accountability systems. So a great example of this, 2 days ago, we went to a startup event in Tallinn called Latitude 59. So pretty much Latitude 59 is an event where there's a bunch of startups, a bunch of investors, a bunch of VCs, a bunch of people gathered together from the Nordics. And obviously, because our agency's niche is startups and early stage companies in general, B2B early stage companies, obviously that's a really great place for us to go to. Like we go there and we talk to people and we book discos and we book demos and we sell and we network, etc. Like we got a lot of really, really good leads. Like we filled our pipeline. We have a bunch of potential deals and we're probably going to be closing multiple clients from just that event alone. But the reason why we were able to do it in an efficient manner is a few days before the event, I was thinking, damn, there's so much work to do. There's so much other stuff that I could do. I don't really want to go out there and just like go shake people's hands and sell. It's always a bit of a, even though I've been doing sales for 8 years, but it's always a really, really energy consuming task to go out and just like go talk to random people and just book them into meetings. So it's like, hey John, hey man, what you doing here? Boom, 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 my name is Leevi, let's have a meeting, you know? It's like always really, really time consuming and energy consuming. So what we did is 2 nights before the event, we had like our whole team here. We made a bet that the person who books the least amount of calls has to like do a really dumb thing. I'm not gonna say it here, but has to do like a really dumb thing. Yeah, so there was like a big negative consequence of like if you lose. So then everyone in our team, when we went to the event, we had like a huge motivation to like start booking these calls. Like I immediately walked into the event, the first person that I talked to, I was, hey man, and I booked them into a meeting. And I booked over like 20 calls from the meeting in like 2 days, a bunch of really, really big calls. And otherwise I would have maybe gone there and been like booked like 5 calls or 7 calls or maybe 10 calls. But now I booked like over 20 just because of the fact that there was this bet going on, and I was just like wanted to make sure that I don't lose. So yeah, there's like really good thing that you can do with your friends, or maybe you're in a community, or maybe it's your family or whatever. You can just tell them that, hey, if I don't do this thing, if I don't send this amount of emails, or if I don't send this amount of connections, if I don't do this many like cold calls or whatever this month, I will give you this amount of money, or I will do this really shitty task. I will do a bungee jump. I will jump out of a plane. I will do this. I will do that. I will shave my hair. You know, like dumb stuff. And that's like, yeah, once again, it like sounds a bit weird, but those are so amazing like productivity boosters, and they just force you to do stuff. It's like if you just have a normal accountability group, like it's still great. You still keep like everyone accountable, but I think like the best thing is if you with your friends or teammates, you have some kind of a bet going on. and there's actually like big consequences for losing. So that like really pushes you. And if you want to take it the next step, like a step further, you have like competitions, and the loser has to do something dumb, or something like, you know, buy everyone a dinner or whatever, you know. Really amazing way to boost productivity, and like I still am using it as like clearly like every single month. But yeah, so these are just like 3 amazing things that I've used to absolutely like just do crazy amounts of work every single day for years and years, and still I'm able to have a great social life. I'm able to do a bunch of great things because I'm not procrastinating. I'm doing really like boring work every single day. And yeah, I just, like, once again, this is not something that I'm telling you that you need to do. This is just stuff that has worked really well for me.